I've never had a place so I could focus on a relationship. I want to have kids, but I'm 32. I'm getting old.
How's it going today, guys? It keeps getting worse for Tophiachu. The delusions are going crazy, just like I said last Toph video. They're on a rampage. They will not stop. And you know what? This time, it actually got even worse somehow. Tophiachu is now, speculation time, in a new shelter. Well, she kind of dropped the bombshell on us in like one of her fits. But yeah, Tophiachu, she's no longer in the Christian shelter. She's now in a brand new one. We'll probably figure out which one it is sometime soon, but it seems like they're already not putting up with their crap, because we know Toph didn't learn a lesson. She has to spend all day outside. You can hear the traffic whizzing by her. It's not looking good, and the Tenchu arc is coming up soon. There's no doubt about it. And if you remember from last Tophiachu video, Tophiachu made some very heinous claims to some of her closest friends at the moment, people she wanted to be her girlfriends. Well, now she's crying about how they won't hang out with her. They want nothing to do with her. Shocker there, since you said such terrible things about them, but we'll move on. Tophiachu just can't wrap her mind around why this would happen. And instead of like pondering on it herself, you know, thinking about what she could do better next time, she chose to do what she always does and come to the internet and complain. But I'm not going to hold you guys too long in the intro. We got a lot to get through today. So let's go ahead and jump into this video.
You don't know anyone and you have nobody that's like, if it was in a car, you would know. And my data is already ran out because it said I used my data already. And it's just barely the beginning of the month. What are you talking about? So I did pay it. I have unlimited data, but because I'm on a prepaid plan, because I don't want to hassle with TikTok. I use the data a lot. I use it a lot. No, I'm not banned. I was never banned. I just don't go live there because I keep getting restrictions. I don't want to talk loud, that's all. I can't go anywhere because I can't go anywhere. So yes, I'm still selling merch. I do have Bigo, but I uninstalled the app and I can't get a bunch of apps. So no, I'm not living in a storage unit because I can't go anywhere. I don't know. There's a lot going on, so I just do not feel good. I don't know. I'm alone. The only person I have is my mom. I can't go see her. On top of that, it's one thing or another. So maybe I won't get housing. To be honest with you, and I'm going to tell you the truth, the one place I was at, I got blamed for something that literally wasn't my fault. When you guys posted, first of all, calling my friend Studge, they got mad at me and they said it was my fault that you called her that. And I was like, I don't control what people do on the internet. Then they said it was my fault that you posted her police record, which I had nothing to do with that either. And it caused something else, and I can't say what happened. But she's dealing with her own stuff, which is why we're not talking, and not because... It's because some other things I can't say because HIPAA violations. I can't say what she's struggling with, but I just know that it's hard. We were going to the gym every day, and then she started acting weird. And we didn't, the one day we were going to go to the gym, she left the elephant I gave her. She's not doing good. And they got mad at me. And that was in the past. Anyways, they got mad. And they said it was my fault that people said that. And that it wasn't funny because I said she found it funny. And they were like, well, that's not funny. And I said, I know, I didn't find it funny. And somehow her responding to people, which I told her not to do, is my fault somehow. And so that's why we're really not talking, because she has her own issues now. And I really don't have very many friends. And obviously, other person that was my friend is not talking to me, so
Tophiachu is on a delusional rampage at the moment. Every time we check in on her, it just gets worse and worse and worse. But she's still the same woman telling each and every one of us that she doesn't need a job. It starts off with losing the Cash App because she was making so many donations. It's like kind of crazy how it turned out. It ended up being a bad thing. But, Tophiachu did get enough donations where she should have been living at least comfortable enough to get a job and being able to carry through with that. But she refused. And then she can't even get on TikTok, her main platform where she earns most of her money on live stream because, well, she says so much morbid, crazy stuff anymore that she gets like demonetized almost instantly. And like, if you guys think I'm kidding, right now, like in the video she's making, like she's going live like every single night, there's so much I have to cut out because it's just nothing but morbid stuff about her brother, about herself. It's bad. It's just so disgusting what she's up to at the moment. She's trying to sympathy bait, and because it's not working and because things are getting worse and she's not earning any money off social media, she has resorted to just saying the most vile things she possibly can so somebody will feel bad for her and give her a house. Well, it's not even the house anymore. It's so that Studchu and Crustchu will feel bad for her and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, Toph, I should have never said those things about you. But in all reality, like, these people will never talk to her again. Why would you? She's got a huge platform in all reality, and she's slandering their name each chance she gets. And Tophiachu and Studchu, and along with Crustchu, they don't even match. Like, they're not even a good match for one another. If she had more communication with other people throughout her life and dated around just a little, just a tad, she would realize that not every relationship you get into is this Disney Wonderland. It's like, if Studchu doesn't understand that like a lot of this is the internet's doing, you're not pushing any of it, even though you are calling her Studchu now, which is crazy work, then you guys just aren't ever going to be in a relationship. This should just make total sense to them. Like, the internet's been around for 20 years. It works the same, but they don't understand that. Toph, you gotta leave them. But Tophiachu is just so dead set on being with Studchu that nothing's gonna change her mind.
I don't know anybody, and I'm not trying to make any friends because I don't want someone to leave me again. And I'm very alone, and the only person I have is my mom, and I can't even get her a place to live because it's so hard. These wait lists, and then these asking for one thing, and then I give them what they want, and then they say, oh, that's not it. We wanted this. And I have some people to talk to, but I want to do things. I want to go out. I can't even enjoy my summer. It's all ruined. And then by the time I even get to do anything, it's not going to be summer. I wanted to go swimming. I went out for my birthday, and then I thought about that person. I would like to go to the movies in the park. Can't do that. I don't got a place. There's all these really cool free events, and it's either be homeless and do those events and have nobody to watch my stuff, or in the streets in a tent, or have a place and then not even enjoy it because I can't go anywhere. That's not the point. My mom wants to go out and do things. So yes, I am going to worry about having a good summer because me and my mom could have went swimming. Me and my mom could have already been swimming. Every person is getting housing before me, places, and it's like, what, am I going to be homeless the rest of my life? Is that what it's supposed to be? I've never had a place so I could focus on a relationship. I want to have kids, but I'm 32. I'm getting old. I don't want it. It's too much. Having to deal with the whole Studchu situation. I didn't have a relationship with her. I wasn't in love with her. I got blamed for that. And especially when it comes to super religious people.
Toph, you have admitted you have got kicked off the wait list. This is just insane. You refuse to send in the proper documents. You don't do anything all day. You sit and watch Disney Channel. You should have well enough time to figure out what documents need to be sent in. You send those in. You wait for a reply, and when it gets back to you, you solve it immediately. There's no reason to procrastinate. You've said this is how your life's going to go. If you refuse to work and you're getting so lucky that you get in a shelter that allows you to do what you do, then you don't take it for granted. But that's what you did, and now you've lost almost everything, even the shelter. Apparently, like, she's hinted around towards it. She's not in the Christian shelter anymore. She's bounced around so much, she's out of it. What are you going to do? You're really almost on your 10th chew arc. This isn't even a game anymore, and all you had to do was just listen just a little bit to the people that were telling you, but you thought they were criticizing you, and really they were, but it wasn't much criticism. It's just people with their own eyes being able to tell, like, look, if you don't do something right now, it's going to get bad. And you can sit there and cry and complain about Brother Chew and da-da-da-da-da, but that won't matter when you're living in a tent. It'll just make those thoughts a little bit more depressing. And then where will you work from? Nowhere, because you're going to do the exact same thing. And it's so sad when she brings up Mama Chew, because you know, she doesn't care a thing about Mama Chew. What she cares about is Mama Chew's EBT card. That's it. You don't see Toph trying to go out there and visit her, but when it's Stud Chew or Crust Chew, she's going out, she can do whatever she wants, she can stay out late, and that's just the way it is. Mama Chew has got, like, pushed to the back of the line and only matters when Toph needs something.
Well, they have housing programs for people with no income, and they also have programs now with 30% of what you make. But I am just trying to, I'm on a wait list. They needed this document, which I don't know what's going on with the document, to be honest with you. There's a whole thing going on with the document, and I'm on wait lists. And then I got kicked off wait lists, and then, girl, go away somewhere. Nobody cares. You know why horrible people get rewarded? Because eventually they're going to hit a hard spot. Eventually they're going to end up where I am at. Just because someone is blessed does not mean they're getting away with it. Trust me. People never get away with doing anything. They will always get caught. Oh, you're in Jamaica? Nice. That's the thing. I don't like traveling outside of the country because I'm afraid of flying. I never flew. And actually, I got an offer from someone to live in a house in Hawaii. I like, you don't get offered things, you have to pay for it, and that's sad. I don't have to pay for anything. But if I wanted to take a trip anywhere, and this is something that is crazy, if I wanted to go the route for looking for a sugar daddy, that I could, and I also could have all my luxuries and everything paid for, I wouldn't have to pay for nothing, nor would I have to work or get a job, because I can do that if I wanted to. Some people think that's funny, but no, I'm serious. Let me just get cleaned up. Let me just go. I could do that. The sad thing is you have to pay for your trip where I wouldn't have to pay for mine. So that's not a flex at all. If I wanted to take a trip, if I really wanted to do that, I could. Some people just think they flexing. You and me are not the same. And I don't expect people to pay for me, if that makes sense. I don't expect people to give me their money. I don't expect any of that. Because I'm the one that usually takes, most of the time, if I have the money, I'll say, hey, do you want to go here? And then I'll pay for them to go. Otherwise, I'm crazy. And that was the Price is Right life. Because see, if I was 50 years old, right, if I was in that age range, I would at least have a conversation with someone instead of being childish, because clearly you don't know the whole situation. And I'm not coming on here to bash, attack, or drag that person online. But there was some things that I said that was lied to my face, right? That was not being honest when I was being honest the whole time. So some people just don't know how to be honest and treat people properly. And some people don't even know how to love. And sometimes I had to understand how certain people love people because of their situation. If they've never had parents in their life that love them like that, then they're not going to know how to love other people. So literally, that's what people also, like, sometimes they don't know how to love properly, and then you have to teach them, or sometimes I teach them, you have to learn how to love them the way that they don't know how to love others. So you have to understand their way of loving others and they have to understand your way of loving them.
Tophiachu, let's be real here. You were blessed. You were given a very crappy situation with Papachu and Mamachu. They never really gave you much in this world, but you was able to get TikTok clout. And even if it was because of people pointing and laughing at first, you could have turned that into something big, but you chose not to. You chose to get on your platform every single day and crash out. There's nothing else to it. You could have kept doing regular TikToks, and maybe, just maybe, you would have enough money to live a comfortable life. And if you was working along with that, I know, big brain moves here, you would live really comfortably. That's why people criticize your actions, because you have a blessing, but you refuse to acknowledge it. In fact, you take it for granted and use it to just destroy your own life more and more each and every time we see you. Stud Chew isn't coming back. Crush Chew isn't coming back. Mama Chew, who knows how much longer she has. The house isn't happening. All the cards have crumbled, and the only thing left standing is you in this situation. To actually get up and do something is all that's left. You just gotta put some motivation in, and you are not going to do it. It's actually kind of wild if you think about it, that Tophiachu may be sitting here crying and complaining about her life, but she has grown comfortable with the idea that she's going to end up in a tent, end up in like the mythical storage unit. But you know, if she does end up pulling a Homelessness, at least she isn't going to be exercising, running up and down the hallway to actually get caught. But she will be crying and complaining on TikTok live stream in the middle of the night, so it's just inevitable. Or she would dox herself, or do the real Tophiachu special and just tell everybody. And speaking of Tophiachu specials, how miserable of a person do you have to be to see somebody in the comment section be like, hey, I'm in Jamaica right now, I'm having a good time, Toph, how are you? And to be like, well, actually, it's super racist and inconvenient of you when I'm about to be in a tent to tell me about your vacation in Jamaica. I hate braggers. I hate them so much. Even though when Tophiachu just gets a crumb of anything, she brags about it non-stop. Comic-Cons made her homeless, but she still brags about them to this day. Like, nobody better tell her about Paradise and introduce her to that weird German dude, the billionaire who made like a chip for Ferrari, the Zio the Dreamer guy. I hope you guys understand who I'm talking about, but hopefully nobody ever introduces her to him. Or this sugar daddy thing of hers that seems like pure delusion at the moment might become a reality. And before we move on, at the tail end of that segment, I just gotta say, Tophiachu, you were pulling a Christian. Like, I don't know what was going on in your head when you was saying that, but you was veering far into Christian territory. Never go full Chan.
I just don't want anyone in my life anymore. I just don't need it. It's just too much. I'm already going through something else, so nobody asked you. If you don't want to hear, then let me help you. You don't have to sit here and hear. You can just go. I don't need help. I don't need it. Saying that I'm pushing away positive energy, I don't want that. Like, you come in my position and see what it's like when people leave you and you feel abandoned. And then you go to make friends, and then you have no friends in the end eventually. I 100% am not going through this again. I am not going through it. Whether or not it's gonna happen or not, we don't know that. We cannot sit here and predict the future. I don't even believe in psychics, to be really honest with you. I used to love doing the tarot readings, but they're a joke. They're not even real. Psychics don't know what they're talking about. Oh, so you got a spiritual message. I could have a psychic read my life right now and say, what's going on? Why is this person this? They ain't gonna really tell me. I had a freaking tarot reading, right? Online. I'm not gonna say what kind of tarot reading, but I did the YouTube tarot reading, and I was told something that literally, I just take the message with the grain of salt, because I was like, and something that she said, she goes like, I don't even know why this popped up in my head. She was like, but this is random. And for me, it matched everything. But then now, no, it wasn't. The message wasn't true. To try to trap someone into your life is crazy. And they're not even using tarot to trap someone into their life. These tarot readers are giving false accusations for someone who is heartbroken and hopeless, that they hang on to that. Oh, But he contacted me back because the tarot reader said he would, and he did. And he didn't want to talk to me, and now he's talking to me. I'm gonna say this. What I'm saying is like, don't lie to people and then act like, never mind. It's a whole thing, and I'm not gonna say all of it on here because it doesn't need to be said on here. And to be honest, it's really messed up to do that to someone and then literally feed them all of this stuff. Literally, now that I look back on a conversation, it was projection. Telling someone what they want to hear and saying someone else was telling me, oh, they're telling you what you want to hear. They're telling you because they know how to get you, how to make you feel good. But now going back on that conversation, it was projection because it was you who was doing that to me. Just be honest from the get-go. If people were honest, that would be okay. You constantly come back into someone's life and then you hurt them. And then you say, oh, that's never going to happen. And then you do the very thing that you said wasn't going to happen. You said that wasn't going to happen. You said you wasn't going to do it. I was blinded because I thought, here's what I was being presented. Well, it's not what I was being presented. It's what I saw. I saw myself in a way because I understood that people get misunderstood. I'm the most misunderstood person when it comes to social media. I'm very misunderstood. So for me, I felt like people was misunderstanding them. People did not get them the way that I got them. And they were like, well, you know what? This person's crazy. This person is psycho. This person is unstable. There are some unstable moments, to be honest with you, right? But hold on, sorry, I got back to stop for a minute. Yes, I am safe. I understood everything that was going on. And for me, it was just like, oh.
It's so mind-blowing. Well, it's not even mind-blowing that Tophiachu would waste her money on psychics and things of that nature. And like, yeah, if you go and do it every now and then, that's fine. I don't really care. But if you're homeless and you have nothing and like the only psychic you really need to be listening to is your comment section telling you everything you need to hear, it's kind of insane work to be going to them and be like, hey, please give me the solutions to fix my life, when it's just painted across you every single thing you could do to just make some minor changes in reality that would cause drastic changes like for your future. It's so insane that this is how you would spend your money. This is definitely the same girl who would spend everything on a Comic-Con, literally like go on and try to get an RV for $3,000 even though her uncle's like offering her family a house. And don't worry, she's gonna mention that here shortly. But before we talk about that, we gotta talk about how she literally spent so much money because she couldn't wrap her mind around the fact that Tophiachu, a lady 20 plus years her elder, wasn't really that into her. And like, she like Tophiachu had security guards escort you from her building. That's a clear sign if I've ever seen one. But Toph, she's just dogmatic in the idea that I am going to get this relationship one way or the other. No care whatsoever about Tophiachu's feelings. And like, I don't think you can say that Tophiachu was leading you on when you proceeded to get on the internet, make heinous accusations towards her, and then start hanging out with her again, start making more accusations, and then start whining and complaining that she won't talk to you anymore. Like, that's evil what you done to her, and you're complaining about her maybe projecting some things on you. Make it make sense.
And I still don't see that, even though I was hurt as badly as I was, because I still care. I'm not gonna stop caring about someone, even if they hate me. Because for me, that's who I am, and that's how I was raised. Because I'm the person who has to fix everything. Oh, we're having this issue, and then my brain keeps telling me, you're never going to be able to fix that. I can't control what other people do. I can't control what happens. All I can control is myself. And I'm trying to fix a situation that might never be fixed. It's gone forever, and that's something that is hard to deal with, because it's just like, I gotta fix this. When you see, especially if you, let's say your friend accused you of something you didn't do, and this has nothing to do with the situation. I'm just saying, if your friend accused you of doing something you didn't do, And then they say, well, you know what? I no longer want to be your friend, right? And then they walk around, they start posting, hanging out with other people, other friends. They're going places. They're happy without you. That's what hurts, right? That would hurt you. And the world keeps turning. Issues? How would I have mommy issues? That makes no sense considering the fact that I had a mom and my mom was in my life. If I had mommy issues, that would mean that my mom wasn't in my life or wasn't present. My mom was the one that took care of us when my dad got sick and wasn't taking his medication when we were living at my grandma. My mom's been there for me. My dad, not so much.
Tophiachu, I have literally never seen you fix a single thing in your life. In the year and a half I've been covering you, things have just went downhill each and every time. It gets worse, and it will not stop because of your own actions. Each person you've introduced into your life, into these live streams that you just bring up for no reason whatsoever, it makes their life worse. Stud Chew, Crush Chew, Brother Chew, Mama Chew. Papa Chew would have probably been on the internet no matter what. But, you know, those are his own problems that you and Mama Chew kind of brought upon him. Look at what you did to your so-called friends, Stud Chew and Crush Chew. As soon as they started separating themselves a little bit from you, you started dragging their name on the internet. You couldn't take a simple no for an answer. Like, you had to make it worse for yourself and them. None of this had to happen. Stud Chew literally left the gifts you were giving her in the car seat just to let you know, like, hey, you know, this friendship's kind of done. And you pull a middle schooler, you're like, huh, I couldn't handle seeing them hanging out with other friends. Do you know what that does to you? Like, I mean, I guess it hurts at first, but if you're like experienced with the relationships, that really doesn't mean anything to you, because people have to move on in their life. They're not going to sit there like you and cry and complain the entire time. It just doesn't make any sense.
I didn't trash any homeless people for ruining the city. To be honest with you, and I'm going to tell you the truth because this is something that needs to be said, the mayor does not care about the city. It's filled with a bunch of homeless people sleeping on the streets, but that's not the issue. They're damaging property. They're breaking into small businesses, and small businesses are closing down. This city is becoming a ghost town, and it's not going to, if they want this city to flourish and make money to put into the city, they're not going to make money or be able to put money back into the city if they are not doing what needs to be done to fix the city. And to be honest, and I'm going to tell you the truth, homelessness should not be a thing. People should not be homeless. They should have a house. The fact that people drive by, that people treat this like a new normal, people should not be homeless. But it should not be a thing. That's the issue. People should be able to afford to live. I saw someone that said they worked a 12-hour shift only to return to their outside sleeping spot. Why should a person have to work 12 hours just to go outside and sleep? That does not make sense. Work a 12-hour shift and at least have to sleep outside. And that's not why I don't want to work. The reason why I don't want to work is because I don't want to make money for somebody else. I don't want to work to not live, because literally you're working to paycheck. If I work, I still won't be able to afford a place to live. I'm not going to end up having to get a car to live out of a car and then not have a place to live. I still wouldn't be able to afford the living if I have some sort of income, if that makes sense. Like, that, there's no point in working. There is no point in working for less than a living wage. You have to make $3,000. If I work, I would have to make 3 times the rent. And I don't make 3 times the rent because a lot of places want 1,000, sometimes upwards up to 2,000. It depends, even for a 2-bedroom, because we're no longer getting a 3-bedroom, obvious reasons. That just doesn't make sense, because there are shelters you can go shower at, but they're not open on the weekends, and you have to get there before they close the shower. And I'm not going to go through all of that. I want to have a nice, clean place. I want to be able to shower. My situation would be even worse than where I'm at. I would be living out of a car and working a job just like my brother was. People think that having a job makes everything better. No, it doesn't, because literally they just raised the minimum wage to $15, so they raised it by $3. But $3 is not much. That makes sense. It is very windy. $3 is not a lot. I'm not gonna go get a gym membership to do all that. I know about the gym membership. I know about the truck stops. I know about all of that. I don't feel safe living in a car, especially after what happened and I was carjacked. With my PTSD, that would be the worst thing to do. I wouldn't be able to sleep. If I lived in a car, I would be awake until I go to work the next day. I won't be able to sleep. I can't walk around thinking I'm Miss Invincible. Of course, I have no fear whatsoever, but you can't walk around thinking that you're Mr. or Mrs. Untouchable, because you're not. You gotta be careful with these things.
Tophiachu, I remember the time you specifically said while you was in the Chew Cruiser, because you felt just a little bit higher and mightier than the other homeless population, that they're all a bunch of bums. They don't know how to get their life together. All they do is substances and ruin the bathrooms that you can no longer take showers in. Like, that was your main concern when you first got in the Chew Cruiser. You used to yell about it all the time. And then people started calling you out for it, and you was like, huh, well, I'll never be in that position. And now you are right there. You are so close to it. I know she's not in the tent chew yet, but you guys know when next month comes up, it's probably going to be a tent chew arc. Like, there's no doubt about it in my mind. If it's not next month, it's coming up soon, and it's all Tophiachu to blame for it. She's going to still be sitting there in her tent, destroying the bathroom like everybody else, huddled up with Papachu, like, this is wrong. The mayor should fix this. None of us should be homeless. Like, yeah, Tophiachu, and we should all get in the street together and sing Kumbaya on the daily, but that's just not reality. You can't have expectations of other people to just help you out constantly. The world's not perfect. There's a lot wrong with it. And like, I wish that some homeless people could have houses. Like, I wish it for a lot of them, but there's a reason some people are where they're at, and like, you're one of those examples. You can't help you. If you was to give you a house right now, you would destroy it, you would trash it, and it would be gone in less than 6 months probably. It just depends how long you could squat in there, because you couldn't pay the bills. You don't have an idea how to pay the bills. You think it's going to be handed to you, and that's just not the way the world works. I mean, Tophiachu's logic is just so ass backwards. Like, you can't keep complaining about not wanting to work for other people either. That is some insane work when you work for TikTok. You know, somebody else. Everybody works for somebody, Tophiachu, unless you're like the billionest of the billionaires. Then nobody is your employer. But even millionaires, they have bosses, and they're able to do a lot of what they want. You know, that's the way the world works. Like, you could say it over and over again, but Tophiachu, it would never compute with her.
And that area, like I said, it's a very dangerous area. It used to be. I don't know. When I was there, because I stayed at the same place I stayed at when that happened, because I was under an assumed name for safety reasons. When I would go visit my mom, mind you, thank you to the people that did donate money to my Cash App when I had my Cash App before I lost it. So people donated money to my Cash App, and I want to say thank you, because that helped me get a lift. I took a lift every day to and from the hospital, because at night I didn't want to take the bus back because I was afraid. When I went to the room, I would go upstairs, I would look, and I would run to the room, run in, lock the doors, and then when I ordered food, I freaked out ordering food, because the DoorDash, they gave me a $500 gift card, the crime victims unit did for DoorDash. So when I ordered dinner, I would go home, I would leave at 7, get home at 8. So I would spend all day with my mom at the hospital. So I would get up at 6 or 7. I would get there early. I don't remember if they had a visiting time. I know I would get there early, and then I would leave at 7 o'clock at night, and then I would go back home. I would try to eat something different every night, not all the same stuff. Sometimes I would eat McDonald's, Burger King, but my favorite was BJ's barbecue wings. Oh my God. No barbecue. It was barbecue ribs. People got mad because I said I ordered finger licking ribs, and I was like, I got a $500 gift card to DoorDash. What do you expect me to do with that? Hello? But anyways, So then, that was the one uncle that literally is living in a house that is not his. So he's the one that's going online saying a bunch of stuff, which is not true. He didn't offer us a place to live. My family, my mom and brother decided to, they wanted to live with him, but I said no. Because the reason being is if my brother's at work and he says, you gotta get out, then where are we supposed to go? My brother can't leave work to come down and worry about us. See, here's the thing. We can go to the library. My brother can go to work. We can go to the library. We can get in the car. We can go DoorDash and then park up and get ready to go to sleep in the car. Whereas if we were at my uncle's house and something happened, and plus his girlfriend did not like us. I do not want to stay with someone that does not like me. You wouldn't want to stay with someone that doesn't like you either, because there's going to be a lot of tension. My mom did not like her. They did not like us. So I'm not going to stay in a house that is not even mine. Why would I want to stay in a house that he doesn't even deserve? He wasn't even supposed to get the house, and I'm not even going to get into that. He was not in the will to get the house. Do we keep forgetting that? I was not going to have to go through that. I was not going to. You don't even know. He put us out not once but twice. Especially when I was in elementary school, he put me out in the street. I was literally not going to be put out in the street. It was not the first time he's thrown us out of my grandma's house. I already know that it's a repeated pattern. We almost had to sleep on a bus bench, and he knew that, and he did not even care one bit. He did not even care. Because my dad and his son got into it, and then they threw us out and they told us to get out. I don't know how many times I have to say this because this is bothering me. It does not matter about the carjacking, and I'm going to state this over and over and over again. If we would have had a place, it still might have happened, because we do not know if this guy came from social media. And for people to post that what the cops said in the news, so maybe he was fleeing from police and he ditched his SUV. But who cares? If I was counting on randomly being given a free house, then how come I don't have a GoFundMe up? Make that make sense. In order for me to get a free house, I would have to ask someone for a free house. And have I asked for a free house? No. I literally asked to raise money to buy a house, but I've never asked for a free house. Nowhere have I ever asked for a free house. Yes, I have put up a GoFundMe to help raise money for me to pay for a house, but in order for me to get a free house, I would have to ask if someone would give me a house, and I haven't asked, nor am I gonna ask. I don't want to be given a house. Do you know how crazy that is? First of all, that is the dumbest thing ever. I ask for a house and someone gives it to me. That's a Dateline episode waiting to happen.
Every time Tophiachu tells us about the post-Brother Chu incident, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Like, you're telling me you wasted a bunch of money on Lyft, where you're secluded with one singular person, cooped up with them, you don't know who they are, they're a stranger, compared to a bus? Now, I know both are sketchy, and I'm not denying that she would probably be scared PTSD during that, but I think I would rather be surrounded by a whole lot of people. And when I ever had tragedy in my life, I definitely wasn't thinking about finger licking ribs. I wasn't really thinking about food at all that much. So, like, yeah, Toph, it is odd when you refer to the food you're eating as finger licking good, and you remember it so fondly. Like, that is just some insane work that you're putting out there, and expecting people not to call you out on it. It would be entirely different if you didn't grift off your brother's name to the end, but like, since you did that and now you refer to things like this, it's only going to raise speculation in people's mind. And the way you're talking about Brother Chu right now, like, it could have happened at any time. Do you know how sick that is? That's disgusting behavior. Like, yeah, I guess it could happen to any one of us at any time, but you know what? You don't think like that, and you don't just sacrifice your potential future brother. I don't even know how to put it, like your make-believe brother that something bad's already happened to. That's just pure evil, Tophiachu. So you really need to figure some things out before you end up in the tent shoe, and as we all know, it's probably going to happen. But that's enough for me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, follow all the socials down below, use the new hype feature, comment as well, and I'll catch you guys next time.